Hi, I'm Jeff, this is Tropical Plants at 53 degrees north. So today we're going to have a look at my Tradescantia Tricolor, and it does have other names, and I believe it comes from a plant called Tradescantia mundula variegata Tricolor. I think that is the actual name for this particular cultivar of Tradescantia. So what we're going to do is have a look at mine and see what's actually happened to it over the last 5 months, because it's something that's a little unusual and I don't know whether it's something that would work for other people or not. So I'm just going to put it out there and you can make your own mind up and see if it does actually stop the Tradescantia Tricolor from turning green, as it is prone to do. So let's jump in. And we are in. Okay, so this is my Tradescantia Tricolor, or if we're going to be absolutely precise, the Tradescantia mundula variegata, I believe, is its actual name. Now, this one was sold to me as Tradescantia Tricolor minima, and I believe that minima signifies that it's been treated with PGRs, which are plant growth regulators. Now, they're used to do all sorts of things to plants, from keeping the leaves small to slowing the growth down to making it produce more fruit or less fruit and all sorts of different things. But I have heard that the minima in this particular variety is to keep these leaves small. But you will notice, and by the way, I've just, before I decided to jump on and do this video, removed a load of green leaves, because this is what it does. It does revert. It has a tendency to revert. But you can see there, if I can just show this at the same time as holding the camera, you can see how we get these green leaves like this, fully green leaves. And if you don't pinch those out and get rid of them, then the whole thing will revert to just like a totally green plant, as I've got dotted around the greenhouse. I've got some of the totally green versions. I've had this on quite a few times. I've done all sorts of experiments with it. This one is a couple of years old, but it's not the original plant. I've restarted it several times, took cuttings and done all sorts with it. Just to hurry this along, this particular plant, I took cuttings from all the different variegations and I ended up with this one. So over here, this is what came from the plant that you've just looked at, and you'll notice straight away that the leaves are much bigger. This one is actually flopping quite a little bit because it needed a water. There are one or two darker leaves. We've had a very wet few weeks, and I believe that all those markings on it are really from the high humidity, but that's for another video. So there's one thing that you'll notice about this, apart from the fact that the leaves are larger. That's something that I did on another video. I pointed out that for some reason this plant growth regulator hasn't gone through to the cuttings. Now, I have heard again, a lot of this, especially with Tradescantia, a lot of it is just hearsay, just people passing on information one to the other, so I can't say for sure whether this is based on fact or not, but I've heard that these plant growth regulators only last a few weeks. Now, in the case of my minima over there, as I say, that's 2 years old and it's still small. This one over here has been growing for 5 months. I took the cuttings 5 months ago and this is what I've got 5 months later. The whole point of this video was to show you that this particular one hasn't reverted. Nothing on it is pure green. I've got all sorts of different proportions of variegations on there, but none of them are completely green. The only thing I could find was this one here, which is not totally green. There's still a stripe on one of those leaves. Now, maybe I'm going to get more of that, I'm not really sure, but for the most part I can't see anything like the amount of fully green leaves that I had on the original minima. So maybe that is something to do with propagating them. So if you are in a similar position with me, you've got your original plant and you want to try and get it so you're not constantly having to pull out those leaves, just take some cuttings of all the different variegations, because this pot has all of them in one, and see what you end up with. And you might not have to do that. It does look like a completely different plant. Now, I've since taken cuttings of this and ended up with these ones down here. So these were in different amounts of variegation. See, I've written numbers on them. So I believe number 1, which is gone because that was purely cream, purely white, that one died, as they always do. Number 2, that one's quite a nice one. Now, whether that remains stable or not. Number 3 was a little bit more variegation. Number 4, a bit more. I like that one. That was like a 2-tone one. Number 5 was a bit more still. Number 6 was a bit more still. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll keep pinching these out and repotting them back in and see if we can get plants that are of that amount of variegation. For instance, can I get a whole plant, a whole pot full of cuttings that look like that? I think that would be really cool to try. Can I get a whole pot full of cuttings with this two-tone effect? So yeah, the whole point of this was just to point out that if you do have one like this and you're getting loads and loads of reversion, try taking some cuttings from it if you've not thought of that already. I know if you're a Tradescantia lover, you've probably done this loads of times anyway, but this is for people who are new to this. Have a go, see if you can come up with something similar to this. And you might not actually need to pinch out quite as much, because obviously you end up with a bigger plant. For some reason, that shrinking of the leaves that came from the PGRs on the other plant doesn't seem to carry through to these clones. So I thought you might be interested in that. So if that was useful to you or interesting in any way, please give me a thumbs up. It all helps the channel. And for now, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.